Hello everyone! Here's a little setup with an Arduino, a sonar sensor and an RGB LED. Watch how the LED changes color as I move my hand closer or farther from the sensor. Pretty cool, isn't it? How about displaying the exact distance on a modern user interface? In the next few minutes I'll show you how to easily turn your phone into a high-res touch display for the Arduino, without using any Wi-Fi or a cloud. It's super simple, so stick around. But first I want to thank the sponsor of this video, PCBWay. Instead of assembling your circuits on messy breadboards, simply send them your Gerber files directly from KiCad via their plugin, specify your requirements, and a few days later the boards will arrive. I love the high quality PCBs and that's why I love to work with PCBWay. Soldering is always fun and done in no time, even for beginners. And PCBWay not only makes PCBs, they do also offer CNC machining, sheet metal works, 3D printing and injection molding. Get everything you need for your awesome projects from one hand, so give them a try. Now back to the topic. You need an Android phone or tablet running Android 4.0 or later and an USB to serial adapter. So you get two serial ports. The adapter port is used for communication with the phone, while the USB connector on the Arduino remains available for debugging and uploading programs. To connect the phone and the Arduino, you need an OTG cable. I recommend using a split cable like this one. It allows you to power the phone through an USB Type-C port while connecting the adapter to the USB-A port. This way, your phone stays powered and the battery doesn't drain. Keep in mind, you can only power the phone while using USB devices if it has a USB Type-C connector and supports USB power delivery. Most newer phones do, but older models, like the one I used in the previous video, won't work. These must be powered like shown here.
What the?
This 2018 Samsung Galaxy A8 though meets those requirements. On the phone, you'll need to install the Remote XY app, which can be easily found on Google Play. And in the Arduino IDE, we need to install the Remote XY library. This can be easily done through the library manager. Now we can start integrating Remote XY into the Arduino sketch and building the UI. To do this, let's open the Remote XY website on the computer. Now click on Start Now to get to the online editor. There, under Configuration, we can adjust how Remote XY connects to the Arduino. Since we don't have a Bluetooth module, we need to change this to USB-OTG. As the board, we have an Arduino Nano, so let's select it. Next, choose the module for connection. Based on your previous choices, the only available option is the USB to UART converter. Depending on your preferences, you can switch the screen orientation to landscape, the most commonly used format for small displays. Let's take a look at the elements that we can drag and drop. The controls set the variables in the Arduino program based on user entries. Under Sensors, we have a compass, accelerometer and an orientation sensor. And the indicators display the variables in various ways. Finally, we have some extra elements like labels, frames and buttons to switch between pages. Now let's grab the instrument widget and add it to the project. And next to it the speaker icon. Then go ahead and click on the instrument to select it. On the right hand side, we can now adjust its properties. First, let's set the variable name. We'll call it distance and leave its type as float, since in the Arduino sketch the distance is also a float value. Next we'll set the range from 0 to 60 centimeters, which matches what we want to measure. We can also break it down into 4 colored zones: red, yellow, green and blue. These colors will correspond to the LED's colors. The sound widget also has a few settings. You can change its color or make it invisible. For now, I will leave everything at its default settings.
That was easy.
You can find the sounds it can play in the app settings under Sound List. There you will see 3 categories to choose from. Let's pick an alarm. Once you find the sound you'd like to use, note or memorize its ID number. We'll need it later. Alright, now let's bring this to the Arduino. Click on Get Source Code to open an Arduino project template. From there, select the header and copy it to the clipboard. Then, open your project in the Arduino IDE and paste it right above the setup function. The variables from the widget are stored in a structure named remote_xy, and the array above contains our UI configuration. Integrating this into the project is simple. In the setup function, call remote_xy init. In the loop, call the handler function. Next, set the member variable of the remote_xy structure that represents the distance value that we get from the sensor. If the distance falls within the red range, assign the ID number of the alarm sound you chose to the member variable that controls the sound widget. In all the other cases, set it to 0. 0 means silence. After loading the program onto the Arduino, we can start the app and add an USB device. It has already detected the FT232 USB UART module. Here we can set the baud rate. Default is 9600. Of course, the app will ask for USB permission. Once granted, remote_xy pulls the configuration from the array over the serial connection. And there we go. Have you noticed that clicking noise? At first I thought there was something wrong with my camera. Later I realized it was actually the ultrasonic pulses from the distance sensors being picked up by the microphone. Once you're done with development, you can remove the USB to serial adapter and connect the phone directly to the Arduino's USB port. But before doing that, you'll need to make a few changes to the Arduino code. Replace the define remote_xy mode soft serial with remote_xy mode hard serial and add a new definition for the hardware interface you want to use. The include software serial and the RX and TX port definitions will be ignored, so you can leave them as is. If you want to use the adapter module again later, you'll be glad when they are still there. Now plug the Arduino into the OTG cable. Start the app. Tap the plus sign again and add a new USB interface. The app now recognizes the CH340 built into the Arduino. Set the baud rate, grant permission, and you're all set. Remote_xy is free to use with up to 5 elements. If you need more, you'll need to buy the app. A 20-second countdown runs in the background, and once it's over, the app stops. Then you are offered to either pay a monthly fee or purchase it. Alright, remote_xy is a quick and easy way to create graphical user interfaces for Arduino. In the next video, I'll show you how to design even better looking UIs with Python, completely free. Furthermore, this method gives us full access to all of the phone sensors and hardware features. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe and turn on notifications. Also feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. See you then.